Hi, everybody. It's Katrina Eicher again, your professor for your COM 252 Interpersonal Communication class. And I wanted to make a second short video here on Screencast-O-Matic to take you through a few of the other things that you might find helpful on Blackboard Ultra. One thing is that since my last video, which I recorded last week, some of the opening page has changed, some of our content has changed, and actually it's a Blackboard Ultra improvement. But there's a couple of other tools that I just wanted to share with you right now. First thing I want you to realize is that you're seeing this from not in the student preview, which is what I set it as last time. You're seeing this from the instructor side. So some of the things that you're seeing right here, you cannot see on your content page. But I'm using it this way because I want to show you some of the things that it would take me logging in as a student differently to be able to show you. And so that just seems a little bit cumbersome. So again, here we are at the content page. Here's one of the things that changed. Instead of having up here those different icons that were supposed to be about your content, your calendar, your discussions, your grade books, etc., your messages, they've turned them into words over here. You won't see analytics because that's a teacher thing, but these other things you do see. I think that's actually a better idea. I think that's an improvement because before, some of the things just didn't intuitively seem to be. Like the thing that looked like a notepad was the grade book. That seemed a little bit weird. But a couple of things I want to show you. And again, here we are at our content page. One thing I find really confusing, I don't see it often. Announcements are over here. I do not look there for announcements. Even when I'm creating announcements, I cannot find them. That's where they are. And so if I, as the professor, have sent an announcement, which is what I'm going to put this on, it's sometimes hard for you to see it. So you have to check that stuff over there. The other thing is this calendar is important. Now, the calendar, I guess you can add things yourself. There's a plus sign over here, so I'm guessing you can. But what's more important, maybe a little bit easier for you, is to look at due dates. Oh my gosh, look at this. It tells you all these things that are due on Sunday the 22nd, on Thursday the 19th, on the 28th. It's taking you through really the entire course. So that can help you keep on track, for gosh sakes. And I find that to be a very important thing, especially as we're going through 8 weeks. You know, one class is equal to 1 week of instruction. So that's really important to keep apprised of. There's also, you can go to the grade book, and I believe that you see it this way. I'm not going to, students, I will go over and see you, but I think you also see the gradable items there, and it lists everything. I have it arranged by the dates that they're supposed to be due. And so again, you can see those things. And I believe, don't quote me necessarily on this, but that you could click into that and actually do the assignment from there. But I'm going to go back to the content page again. That is always our home page. That's where everything is. Again, remember, we use the drop down to see what is due. There's your full ebook. I could not call it something different. I could not write in here, this is your full ebook. So what I have done is in this one, where I can do those things, I wrote the link below is your full ebook. And on the Mind tab one, also I could type here, the link above is your full ebook. I wish I could do something else, but I'll show you. My only editing function is to delete it. And I am not going to delete it or we're going to be in some serious trouble. All right. Now, one more thing I want to show you. I guess I could have just stuck with what I was just showing you to do this. But when I click on this ebook, another thing that might be helpful. Now, again, my view might be slightly different from your view, but I know that you can do some of this. When you're taken to this page, you don't have editing functions, etc., but you can see all the things that are in chapter 1. The learning objectives, that's a link to the page, the reading, that's the first page of the reading. I even was able to add some of the things that I have highlighted on your course map as things that are just in the content page. I could link this TED Talk that I want you to watch there. Your reflection is there. It tells you that it counts towards a grade. It tells you your due date. It tells you it's worth 3 points. And even the quiz is there. And they are linkable. They're linked so you can actually click there to go right to those assignments. You can collapse the full chapter and look at chapter 2. The only thing is, you must remember that not everything is linked there. The things on your course map that are highlighted in yellow are things that I added. So MindTap didn't own these before. I added them to it, and some things I can add there, like videos, but I can't add other things like other quizzes and activities that I create or VoiceThread. So that's again where you go back to the content page. Now let me just show you one thing else here. And you can also open the grade book here. It tells you submitted assignments, there's none upcoming, etc. Well, if I go to grade book, it's showing me right now there are no students. So none of this stuff is really very helpful to you, except it will get helpful when things start opening up. Now also I can X out of that. I can, well, I'm going to go back to the content page here. Usually you can X out of it, but it's not showing me. But again, on the content page, so if I'm going to go back to chapter 1, here I have where I can go right to the readings from here. That Frientimacy video was there in the MindTap, but it's also here. The reflection was in the MindTap and also here. The quiz was. All of these things with links are. All of these things are. But Ego Boosters and Ego Busters was not shown over there. And yet it's something that we're doing. Well, that's because it's something that I created that I cannot link to MindTap. So then again, how do I know that these things are even existent? Well, one thing is you go down this list here under the unit or the chapter, but also I can go over to the calendar. I can see due dates. And look, there's this Ego Boosters, Ego Busters. I didn't find that in MindTap. Well, it's right there. So there is an alternative way to find all of this stuff. Can I just emphasize one more time, what's really important is to download that course map. If you don't print, fine. As I've shown you, I showed you this in the last one, I took a screenshot, but that's not a very readable screenshot because I don't have a way of doing it differently. But you also have right here where you can download the file. And if you don't want to print it, well, then save it to your desktop or something so that you can refer to it. And when you do that, you have a full-on, I hope this will show, I think it's going to here, you have the full-on document. And there you can, oh, I can make sure I did this and did this and did this. It tells me what dates. It tells me how many points. It tells me the order that this stuff is in. And everything that I have highlighted is stuff that you will find on the content page you may or may not find in the MindTap stuff. Again, that's enough for today, but please remember to ask questions if you have questions. I will be glad to answer you as quickly as I can. See you guys.